Welcome to my channel. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. As you can see by the title of today's video, I am going to share my story with you guys. So how did I go from being a fourth year, almost fifth year medical student to a second year nursing student in the same year? Well, let's rewind.
Have fun. Mirabelle. You like what huh? My phone should fall on the floor. Please give me your phone. Give me your phone. Can you imagine? This is my life. I don't have much money that phone now. You guys have a biscuit.
So, well, yeah, I'm laughing now. I'm smiling now, but my journey wasn't like this. So if you may know or may not know, I was a medical student in Ukraine. I stayed in Ukraine for the past 7 years. Yes, I first started with introduction year, which is like Russian language, and you know the basic subjects in Russian language. Then moved to first year, and all that. So my challenges or my story changed, that is last year 2021, whereby the company that was paying for my tuition fees, my school fees, couldn't pay for me anymore because it was COVID, and then they're not making enough money and their budget was tight, so they had to cut off a lot of things. And so it was a very devastating time for me because the previous year we just lost my dad, and that is when we started having financial difficulties, and it was really hard. it was crazy academically as well. I wasn't able to cope or to do my best in school. And so when I got that email that they can't pay for me my tuition fee anymore, it was crazy. I was like, God, I'm never going to become a doctor anymore. I'm not going to be Dr. Franz anymore and all that. But yeah, fast forward, I tried applying for the School of Medicine in my country. So I came back home. I wanted to get in, but I don't know what's wrong with African medical universities to be specific. The curriculum or the requirements are very high, and getting in is also very difficult. I don't understand, honestly. I don't understand, because you'll find a lot of Africans going abroad to study medicine, or in another country, in another African country, because they couldn't get in their own medical university, which I don't really understand. It's so hard, but I also couldn't get in. I tried, but I couldn't get in. And so another option that was available for me was nursing. And so I took it because of like 3 reasons. First of all, I was very depressed and I didn't want to keep on being depressed. The second reason was I didn't want to stay home and not do anything. And then the third reason was like, okay, I'm just gonna take it as just for the taking its sake. So I took it, and even though I had done all the modules already, because mind you, I was going to 5th year of medical school. I was going to start with my first semester of 5th year because I was done with my 4th year. I had to start from first year. So when I came, the first year nursing students were already like halfway, almost done with first semester, but they allowed me to join, and they were starting with their clinicals, and I caught up, and yeah, fast forward, now I'm in my second year. In my second year, I passed my first year of nursing school, and I was able to catch up, and I was able to the good part about it, because I already had background from medical school, that was an advantage for me and not for my classmates. So I was able to understand things. I was able to already know different pathologies, different diseases, because I already had that background. So it was easier for me when I now started seeing patients. And the difference was, Ukraine, I had not started seeing patients yet. We were now going to see patients from my 5th year. Yes. And so I now had more contact with patients, and I had an up close relationship with patients, and so that made it easier. So it was it's just a matter of now putting what I learned in theory into practice. So how do you check someone's blood pressure, temperature, how do you draw blood, urine testing, and all that, examining a patient and all that. So that made me fall in love with nursing, because I was every day at the hospital. Even now, as you can see, I'm in the hospital, just that I'm done for the day, kind of. But if there are patients coming, they'll come. But that's how ANC is. We mostly do have a specific number of patients, so we see morning time, and then after that, throughout the day, you just sort of just calm down and see what is there to do again. But so I fell in love with nursing because I was every day at the hospital. I was like, God, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So the idea of finishing medical school, the idea of wanting to be a doctor, slowly I sort of started calming down. And even though I was praying, I wanted to go back, I was looking for new sponsorships, but it's as if everything was blocked, like nothing was coming. It's as if like I was bad luck, or I don't know what was happening with my life. It's as if I'm thinking my village people were sitting on my career, they're sitting on my head. But and then I tried this year again to apply. I wanted to go back. I was trying to prepare for my visa, and then the Ukraine war came, and I was like, wow, guys, wow. Sometimes God does something and you may not understand it, but it's for our own good and it's for our own protection. Who knows? Maybe God took me a year, not even a year, 8 months away, not knowing that there was gonna be a war, and all my friends and everyone that I know would have to escape and would have to run for their lives. So I didn't understand then, but I understand now. Even though I'm not in medical school, even though I'm not doing what I wanted to do, I'm still grateful that I'm still grateful that I'm in the medical field, and I'm still, in contact with patients. The only thing that is different is just that this is nursing, that is, you're called a doctor. So guys, I feel like this is a whole testimony on its own, because someone's path, someone's journey is not the same as yours. Some people will not have any challenges or any obstacles till they graduate, but you and I, perhaps, we have to go through so many challenges, we have to go through so many struggles. Is it a parent dying who is paying for your fees? Is it, anything, sickness or whatever it is? And then you're just like, God doesn't love you, God doesn't care about you. But He does. He does care about you. He does want the best for you, because even Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans that I have for you, good plans to prosper you, not of evil. So it's a matter of really just trusting God. I know sometimes it's hard. It was hard for me as well, but I depended on my friends and the people around me to, keep me going when I couldn't pray for myself. And I'm like, friend, really pray for me, because I'm just gonna think God doesn't love me. But I'm in a better space now. I'm glad I have the opportunity to be in school. I'm glad I'm still, in line with my field. And if I still want to, graduate as a doctor, I can always go back after my nursing degree. I plan on finishing my nursing degree to the fullest, and then perhaps, who knows, I'll go into pediatrics, is it obs and gynae, or perhaps anesthesiology, because those are the 3 things that I'm really into, or emergency medicine. Those are the 4 things that I'm really, liking, or my heart is drawing towards. So don't always think the things that are happening in your life that are not going well are because God doesn't love you, or your village people are sitting on you. But sometimes learn to discern the season you are in. Those are the things that I learned in that moment. Learn to discern the season you are in, and wait on God, because He knows the best. He knows what tomorrow holds. He knows what He's preventing you from in the next month that you don't know. He sees tomorrow. He knows what trouble is coming, and He's just preparing you ahead of your time, because He's the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the end, and He's the author and he's in control, you know, he's in control. So yeah, I hope this video you know, encourages you in whatever season you are in, or if you had a career path change or whatever it is, or you feel like you're not in the place where you're supposed to be in, keep praying and keep trusting God to show you to the place where you're supposed to be. I am happy. I am happy to be doing nursing. I'm happy to be seeing patients every single day. As for Dr. France, I can always still go and become Dr. France, but before that, I'll become a registered nurse France, and then on my way to Dr. France. But be grateful for the season you're in. Someone else might be doing worse than you are, but we thank God. All hope is not lost. And so yeah, thank you guys for tuning in on my story. And please do subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like this video, and yeah, toodles.